Hey everyone, it's Melissa Metcalf Leroy here, coming to you live from the fitness center at Foothills Wellness Center. It's just a little before 6 o'clock and we are getting ready to start our free yoga class tonight. So hopefully we'll have some people joining us in just a few minutes. It's been a beautiful day out there today, so I hope this afternoon you've had some time to get out and enjoy this sunshine. It's just breathtaking. I'm looking out the windows right now as I'm talking to you, and it just looks beautiful out there, that sun does. So I hope you've had a chance to get out and enjoy a little bit of it today. We're gonna give everyone just a few seconds here. Hey guys, thanks so much for joining. We appreciate it. And just remember, if you are joining now and or joining late and watching this at a later time, these are always available on our YouTube channel as well. So tonight we're going to be using the mat, and then we'll also be using possibly, if you need, the yoga blocks. So if you have yoga blocks, if not, I'll give you some modifications that you can use if you don't have any yoga blocks, and a blanket too as well. So hey ladies, thanks so much for joining. Hopefully we'll have some other people join in. I have a feeling that we're going to have a lot of people watching after the fact this evening because it's so beautiful outside. So I bet you some people are out enjoying this beautiful sunshine. Hopefully everyone's had a great day. So thanks so much for checking in. If you're joining us, hit the like button, and or message. Just type a message in there. Let me know you're here. I love seeing those scroll when I look over at the camera when we get into the middle of the routine, to know people are here and watching. So that's wonderful. So thank you so much for joining us. We're going to go ahead and get started. So let's go ahead and find our place on the mat. I'm going to slide back here. I try to position the camera to where it will stay for all of the exercise classes we are doing, but I always find that I have to tweak it a little bit, so hopefully you can see the majority of the mat this evening. So once again, thank you so much for joining us. We're going to find the center of our mat. We are going to be in perfect pose. So whatever perfect pose looks like for you, it's either crisscross applesauce style, or if that's uncomfortable for you because of knee situation, whatever the case may be, you can have those legs straight out. Just keep a little bend in those knees. Don't hyperextend those knees back. I always tell everyone for a beginner yoga class, heels on the floor. That's how you know that you're not hyperextending those knees. So let's go ahead and get into perfect pose. So once again, whatever's most comfortable for you. We're sitting up nice and straight and tall. We've got even weight distribution on those hips, on those bum muscles. Chin is level, shoulders are back and down, so we're opening up that chest area. We're going to be focusing on deep lymphatic breathing. So in the yoga routines and style of yoga that I instruct, we always do deep lymphatic breathing. So in through your nose, exhale through your mouth. So here we go. Inhale and exhale. And if you notice here, I just slowly allow my eyes to flutter closed. So that way I am just focusing on this moment. I'm focusing on myself. So with each exhale, I'm slowly releasing the day. I'm letting go of any expectations I have. I'm pushing that to-do list, evening plans way back in the back of my mind. I'll worry about that and deal with that in 30 minutes after I practice my self-care. So once again, deep lymphatic breathing, erasing away your day. Couple of more deep breaths. And last one. Good. So if you are sitting crisscross style, what I'd like for you to do right now is uncross those legs and cross them the opposite direction. We have a tendency to always cross our legs at what feels most comfortable to us. So we're going to mix it up a little bit here. So uncross those legs, cross them the opposite direction. You have those legs straight out in front of you. Great, that's perfectly fine. So we're going to take that right hand, place it behind us, about the middle of that thumb. We're going to take that left hand, place it on that right knee. We're going to do a gentle twist here. So notice my torso. I've engaged my core, found my belly button, sucked it to my spine. I'm sorry, it's been a long day, you guys. I'm bound to get tongue-tied quite a lot this evening. So I'm sitting up nice and straight, tall. I'm going to take a deep breath in through my nose. Make myself just a little taller here. On that exhale, I'm going to see if I can turn just a fraction deeper here. Right there's where I'm going to hold for 2 breaths. On that exhale, I'm slowly going to release, coming back center, placing both hands now on my knees, resetting that spine, so making sure that I have even pressure on both of those hips. I'm sitting up nice and straight and tall. On the next inhale, that left hand is going behind the middle of that bum. Right hand is going on that left knee. I have my core engaged. I'm sitting up nice and straight and tall. I'm twisted just slightly. However, now I'm going to take a deep breath in through my nose. On that exhale, I'm going to see if I can go a fraction deeper. And breathing 2 breaths. On that exhale, slowly releasing both hands, coming back center. Resetting our spine here, deep breath in, and exhale it out. Good. We're going to uncross those legs and or bend those knees if you have those legs straight out. We're going to fold them underneath us, and we're going to go into a little bit more of a warm-up here just to loosen up those muscles. Many of us have worked either at home or at our place of business today. And so if you're sitting in front of a computer or doing any manual labor, we're just going to make sure that all of our muscles are warmed up before we really get into this routine. So we're in table, hands are directly below those shoulders, knees are directly below those hips. So there should be a little space in between those knees, and your back is straight. This is called table. So we're looking at about a 45-degree right in front of our fingertips in the middle of the mat. So we're keeping that neck straight as well, along with our spine. We're not allowing our belly to hang down to the mat, so find that belly button, suck it to your spine. If you've taken any of my in-person classes before, whether it's yoga, TRX, personal training, or fitness classes, I always say that I'm pretty sure the term suck it up buttercup actually came from yoga. You'll hear me say that a lot. So we're going to make sure that we suck it up. So find that belly button, suck it to your spine. We're going to go into cat-cow. So on our next inhale through our nose, we're going to allow that back to bow, bringing that chin up for cow. On the next exhale, blowing it out through your mouth, we're bringing our chin to our chest as we arch that back up to the ceiling for cat. So inhale, cow. And exhale, cow. You're going to keep this up according to your own breathing cadence. Do not get dizzy. If you get dizzy, you're going too fast. Come back and reset in table. One more. And exhale. On your next inhale, coming back to table. So check yourself if you're doing this with a partner, check them also. Make sure that that back is completely straight. So a lot of times what we like to do is we like to have those shoulders up, okay, and so see how I'm rounding my back there? Make sure that it's straight as a board. You want that table here. So we are going to transition into a standing position. So you have a wide variety of ways you can do this. If this is a truly beginner class for you, I'm going to ask you to get up as safely as you can. I tell everyone in my classes, pretend you're 103. So don't injure yourself getting up. For those of you who are a little more advanced, you want to bring those knees together. We're going to rock back on those toes, holding here in just a balanced position. So notice I'm on the balls of my feet. This is a really good one that you want to kind of aspire to. If you have a yoga block, you can always practice this by just sitting on the yoga block here, resting that bum here, allowing those feet to kind of get used to this position. This is a great modification for beginners here. And so you can just kind of balance here. The yoga block's a little unsteady. It's not as unsteady as if it wasn't there, of course. And so you can also keep those fingertips on the mat until you get used to this core balance. We're going to take a deep breath in. On that exhale, we're forcing all of that breath to the balls of our feet, and we're standing up. Okay. So once we are standing, this is what we call mountain pose. So in mountain, our feet are hip-width apart. We're standing up nice and straight tall. We're going to make sure that we have even pressure and even weight on both sides of our body. So we're just going to kind of do a quick body scan here. So check the bottom of your feet, working up to our ankles, our knees, our hips, our shoulders, finally to our ears, making sure that everything's level. This is your recovery pose when we are standing. So a couple deep breaths here. Good. So the next pose that we're going to work on is downward dog. Before we do that though, we're going to loosen up a little bit more our hips and our back. So I'm turning so you guys can actually see this position. So feet are going to be once again directly below those hips. If you were in mountain, you can stay exactly where you were. We're going to engage that core, so we're going to find that belly button second to our spine, and we're going to simply bend at the waist. We're going to get our hands on top of our knees, make sure those knees are bent. You don't want to hyperextend those knees back. The back is straight. From here, what we're going to do is keep those knees bent slightly. We're going to release those hands, crossing our arms, and we're slowly, while engaging our core, going to go down into ragdoll. So you're going to feel this nice, gentle stretch. It should not be painful. It's going to start at our Achilles tendons, run up the back of our calves, our hamstrings, into those bum muscles, and we're going to hang. And then we can just gently swing side to side. This is called ragdoll. It should feel so good. We're kind of working each gentle sway side to side. Those side obliques, you can feel it loosening up in that lower back, in those legs. We still have our core engaged. From here, we're going to take our fingertips, place them on the mat. We're going to walk it out just a little bit. I'm going to move this block because I'm going to kick it. So hang on, I'll get right back in this position. Okay. So fingertips on the mat. We're going to walk those hands out as we're walking or stepping back with those feet. So we're going to come into downward dog. Now keep in mind, downward dog, we want those shoulders back and together. So we want a little bit of movement in those shoulder blades and scapulas. So this is actually a leg workout, not an arm workout. So we should not be feeling this in those arms so much. Our arms are just here for stability. The majority is on our legs. Now with downward dog, you can keep it here, or if you want a little bit more of a nice stretch and movement, we're simply just going to bend our knee, and we're just going to move those hips a little bit. So we're going to alternate knees. As you can see, when I bend that knee, that right hip drops. Bend the left knee, the left hip drops. It's just a nice Stretch, side oblique stretch. It's a great one, great one. Good. So now what we're going to do is gently drop those knees down to the mat. Once again, we're going to come up into a standing position. So whatever's most comfortable for you, get up very gently. So you can either bring that foot up. If you're doing it this way, where you just stepped, engage that core. You always want to find that belly button, suck it to your spine, and then slowly trail those fingertips up to where you come up in a standing position very slowly. The last thing to go back are those shoulders where you're in mountain. Okay, so we're going to be back in mountain. And once again, I'm going to turn to where you can actually see in the camera the position. So feet are directly below those hips. Just do a body scan once again. Start with the bottom of those feet, working up, making sure we have even weight on both sides of our body. Shoulders are back, so we're opening up our chest here for that nice deep lymphatic breathing. Shoulders are down, chin is level. Good. Now what we're going to do is very similar to what we just did. We're going to find that belly button, suck it to our spine. We're going to come down, placing those hands on top of those slightly bent knees. We're going to hold here for just a minute. So that back should be semi-straight. We're breathing. Engage that core. We're going to take that right palm, bringing it down and placing it on the outside of that left ankle. Okay. Now, if you want a deeper twist, if you're able to, place that left palm on the mat. If you're not able to do that, here's where a yoga block comes in handy. So we can place it here or here. Okay. We're now going to bend even more that right knee as the left arm sweeps up. So we've got this nice twist in our middle back going on here and on the left side of that side oblique. We're making sure though to really open up that left shoulder. So we're opening that up. If you don't have a yoga block, simply place that right palm on the outside of that left ankle or even on the outside of that left calf if you're not able to go down that far. So we're coming up. We are gently have our neck turned, looking at that left middle finger. Breathing. On your next exhale, slowly allow that left arm to flutter back down as you straighten that right knee. Not all the way, should be still slightly bent. With your hands still here, now we're going to switch. We're going to take that left palm on the outside of that right ankle. Deep breath in, engage that core. We're going to sweep that right arm up. We're opening up that chest as that left knee bends. So you can see here how this is opening up. We're turned looking at that right middle finger. So depending upon your ability and your range of motion here, you may be able to turn that arm. I'm still rehabbing the shoulder, so that's why I have my palm facing away. I've not quite mastered that yet. Almost. I'm almost there. So breathing. On that exhale, we're slowly going to allow that right arm to come down. We're now going to place both fingertips in front of those toes. We're going to engage that core. So find that belly button, suck it to your spine, and gently allow those fingertips to start at those toes and slowly tracing up those legs. As we're slowly raising ourselves up. Notice I still have my core engaged. For the last thing are those shoulders. So now those shoulders are back and down. We're back into mountain. So we're standing up nice and straight and tall. We have a solid foundation, just like a mountain does. Even weight on both sides. Somebody could try to push you down. It's not going to happen. We are firm, just like a mountain. So this is your standing rest and recovery pose. Couple of breaths here. From here, I'm just going to cross my arms in front of me. I'm going to bring them up where I have my palms faced together, right over my head. I'm going to do a gentle back bend here because we just spent a lot of time bending forward. We're going to reverse that and go back just a little bit. So arms are straight up, palms face together. Here what I'm going to do is I'm going to engage my core, and I'm just simply going to allow my back to go in a natural back bend curve here, ever so slightly. When your back says stop, stop. And I'm looking up in between both palms at the ceiling. So I'm breathing, so you should feel this. Both muscles running down on either side of your spine. Should be a nice stretch. It should not be painful. If it's painful, come back. Reset. Core is engaged, always engaged. Breathing. Good. We're going to come back. Gently allow those arms to flutter down to your side, back into mountain. This is, once again, our recovery. We're going to engage that core one more time. Find that belly button, suck it to your spine. We're going to gently bend those knees even further, bringing those hands to our knees as we slowly lower down. Back is straight. We're going to continue to go even further here. So really make sure that core is engaged. We don't want any low back issues. We're going to slide those hands down to where those fingertips are just to the outside of both feet. In front, however, just to the outside of both feet. Now I'm going to reposition myself on the mat so you can see the whole thing. So I'm just going to slide it just a little bit here. Okay. So we're going to go into a low lunge. So from here, I'm going to shift my weight to my left foot, picking up the right foot, heel first, coming up on the ball of that right foot, and then stepping back. So check your form here. You want to make sure that that left knee is directly over that left ankle. Hands are here. So you can already start to feeling it in the top of that left leg, the right groin muscle running down that right leg. We're going to hold. While you're holding here, try not to let your belly or chest rest on that left leg. So suck it up. Engage that core. One more breath. On that exhale, we're slowly going to lower that right knee down to the mat. We're going to place the top of that right foot on the mat. And then we're going to engage our core coming up. Hands can either remain to the side if you're having balance issues, or hands can come in front in pro pose, or more advanced, arms are coming up, palms face together. So you're really now starting to feel this in that psoas muscle on the right side, the right bum muscle, the right groin muscle. It's really a nice deep stretch here. We're breathing. Next exhale, we're going to lean forward, placing those fingertips back on the mat on either side of that right foot. We're going to curl our toes under on that left foot, right foot, lifting that right knee. From here, we're going to rock back just a little bit, get enough momentum to slide that right foot back in place. So your fingertips are still on the mat. So now we're going to shift our weight to the right foot as we lift up the left foot now. So heel first, then the ball of that left foot, and then straightening it out, coming back. Check your form here. So make sure now that that right ankle is directly below that right knee. We're holding here, engaging that core, trying not to allow that belly and chest to rest on that right bent knee. Breathing. gently allowing that left knee to fall to the mat. And then the top of that left foot is going flat to the mat. And then gently engaging that core, coming up, either out to the side for balance, prayer position in front of your chest. More advanced, arms are coming up, palms face together. Woo, are you feeling the burn? Goodness, I love this one. This one's a great one. A really nice one. All right, bringing those arms back down on either side of that right foot. We're going to curl those toes under on that left foot, lifting that left knee back, and then we're going to rock back just a little bit, getting enough momentum to place that left foot back in alignment with the right foot on the mat. So, still engaging that core. We're going to take a deep breath in. We're going to do that again. We're going to do a little modification here for those of you who are feeling adventurous tonight. So we're going to shift our weight to the left foot again, lifting up that right foot, going back. Now here, what I'd like for you to do for beginners is twist that right foot where that heel is now on the mat. So that right foot is pointing straight out. Engage that core, bringing those arms up on that left knee. From here, if you're even more adventurous, lift that chin up, coming into prayer pose here. See if you can hold this. For those of you more advanced, you can twist that right leg where you're on the ball of that foot, and you're here in the lunge and coming up. So beginners, once again, that heel is on the mat. You're either here, stretching and opening those hip flexors, and or in prayer pose. Now everyone, on your next exhale, bring those hands, palms face down, one on top of another, onto that left knee. Gently slide those hands down, fingertips on both sides of that left foot. We're going to twist that right foot back, and we're going to lean back just a little bit to get enough momentum to step that right foot back in place. Deep breath in, exhale it out. Shifting our weight now to that right leg, right foot. We're going to lift up that left heel, left ball of that foot, left leg's going back. Here, if you need to, twist that left heel where it's flat on the mat. We're going to engage that core, coming up and placing our hands first on that right knee. Coming into prayer position, lifting that chin up. If you're feeling adventurous with me tonight, those of you more advanced, you can simply twist that left foot where you're on the ball of that foot. Arms are coming up. You might be a little shaky. I'm trying to look at the camera. I am a little shaky. Okay. All right, everyone coming back into prayer pose. We're going to now drop both hands, palms face down, one on top of another, on top of that right knee. Gently sliding down, fingertips on the mat. We're going to gently slide back, getting enough momentum to step that left foot back in place here. Now, we're going to bring those fingertips to those toes, engaging that core. And we're going to slowly work our way back into a standing position, back into mountain. So have those fingertips trail up those legs. Slowly, slowly, engage that core, really work that core balance. For the last thing, those shoulders are back and down. We're back into mountain. Breathing. Good, one more breath. We're now going to transition down to our mat. So for me, from mountain, I'm just going to simply take my right leg and kind of curtsy behind, engage that core, and I'm coming down to the mat safely, where I can just lower myself down. However you can get down is perfectly acceptable. So we're going to start a little bit of a cool down here. So I'm going to transition my mat once again where you can see. So my knees are bent, feet are flat on the mat. I'm going to grab that right hamstring, never behind your knee, always the meat part of that leg, which is that hamstring. I'm going to slowly transition myself back down to the mat. I'm going to bring both bended knees up, gently just squeezing them into my chest. We're going to do just a little bit of a twist and opening here. So, still with those hands around those knees, we're just going to rock side to side, following our belt line. Breathing. In the cool down here, you are going to focus on your heart rate. You're going to focus on your breath, bringing that breathing back to your normal cadence. Gently coming back to center, dropping 1 foot at a time down to the mat. Knees are bent. You're going to take those arms straight out from those shoulders. Either palms up or palms face down, it doesn't matter. We're going to take a deep breath in. On that exhale, both knees are going to fall to the right. Keep both shoulders flat on the mat. So you'll notice if I do that, that this left leg, depending upon your flexibility and range of motion with those hips, is probably not going to be able to go all the way to the right knee. So this is just a nice, gentle, beginner, safe twist, cool down position. So deep breathing. Next, inhale, find that belly button, suck it to your spine, engage that core, gently bringing those knees back up to where both hips are even on the mat. On the next exhale, we're going to the right, so gently lowering both knees to the left, keeping both shoulders flat on the mat. Breathing into this. This should feel really good on that middle back, middle thoracic, low back. Nice. Next inhale, finding that belly button, sucking it to your spine, gently raising those knees back up. Here, we're going to slowly straighten each leg out, flat on the mat. We're going to allow those arms to gently come down, where they are just a little bit, about 6 inches out from our hips. We're going to now allow those feet to open up and fall to the side. You'll notice when that happens, that whole pelvic area opens, hip flexors, psoas muscle just relaxes into this. Also, the small of your back is just a little rounded off the mat. It should feel so good. Make sure the back of your head stays flat on the mat. This position is called corpse, otherwise known as Shavasana. And trust me when I tell you it's everyone's favorite. So this is your final rest and recovery pose for the routine tonight. So if you have a blanket and if you've attended one of my yoga classes in person, we always have blankets, and this is where I would come around and put a blanket on you. And I always tell everyone, as I'm putting a blanket on you, pay close attention to the muscles and the weight of the blanket. So with each breath, you want to make sure to breathe oxygen into those muscles. This is the ultimate self-care, focusing your attention and your love on yourself. Taking just a few moments to do something that is wonderful for you and your body. So for those of you who are at home, you absolutely have the right to stay here much longer if you would like For those of you who have other plans for this evening, I'm going to walk you through getting up, back into perfect pose. So on your next inhale, a deep one in through your nose. On that exhale, we're going to blow it all out. Next inhale, we're going to bend those knees, placing those feet flat on the mat. We're slowly going to roll over all the way onto our right side. We're going to place that left palm face down, right in front of our face, our chest. And on our next exhale, we're going to use that exhale to push through that palm, gently sitting yourselves up. If you have a blanket around you, do your best to try to get back into perfect pose. I always like to tell everyone, keep those eyes closed for just a few more moments here. Just stay right here in the present moment. Whatever perfect pose looks like for you, we're going to focus on our breath here. So deep breath in through your nose and exhale through your mouth. On your next inhale, slowly allow your mind to start registering the sounds from inside and outside the room. On this next inhale, slowly allow your mind to allow that to-do list, the day's events, and or your evening plans to slowly filter back in. And on your last inhale, slowly allow those eyes to flutter open, allowing your mind to register the light and the sights from inside and outside the room. With your next couple of breaths, check your weight distribution on those hips, making sure you're grounded, making sure that all of your muscles are loose. And when you're ready to start your evening, and you feel you're ready for the rest of your week, it's almost coming to an end, I would like to say thank you so much for joining me. It has been an honor and pleasure to be with you this evening. Namaste. I hope you've enjoyed it. We will be back next Tuesday evening at 6 p.m. and again next Thursday evening, 6 p.m. Check our YouTube channel and check our Facebook page for other free exercise classes that we are offering the entire month of April. And I do hope that if I have not had you in one of my classes, one-on-one personal, when we are through this, I do hope that we can meet face-to-face. Once again, thank you so much. I hope you have a beautiful evening. Take care of you.